Hey folks, this is Kalani. The wait is finally over. All of the guessing games can be pushed aside. We have the new updated post-delay Shadowlands release date. We'll all be crossing over to start our new adventures on November 23rd or November 24th depending on where you live. This will be a global release again so we can all jump in at the same time, and that means we're way closer to the Shadowlands expansion than we maybe thought. So let's have a chat about this new release date, some of the problems it may have, and whether the delay was worth it overall. Real quick before we jump in, be sure to pop by our live stream sometime over at twitch.tv/KalaniTV. We stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday, and we always love chatting with you wonderful folks, so I hope to see you soon. Okay, so November 23rd or 24th, that's not really too far away, and I guess before we go any further, let's just make sure you know exactly when the game will become available in your region or country. Shadowlands will be a global release, so even though we're all in different time zones, the game will launch at the same time for everyone. Here's a handy dandy map that the dev team provided. You can see that in Europe it will be midnight on the 24th, so right as we tick over into that new day, the game will launch. That means the UK will have the game on the 23rd at 11 PM at night, and North American players will be able to log in and play at 6 PM on the 23rd on the East Coast, and then 3 PM on the 23rd on the West Coast. So as you go further east, you'll get further and further into the 24th. So take a good look at the map, figure out what time the game will release for you, so you're all ready to jump straight into Shadowlands as soon as the servers are updated. So we have about 3 weeks before the expansion goes live. That means the game was only delayed by 4 weeks total. Hopefully the dev team managed to get the game into a good spot, or at least a spot that they're happy with the extra time that they bought. We do still have some time left. By the way, the whole idea of splitting the pre-patch and the Shadowlands launch patch into 2 different updates allows the dev team to work more or less up until that final date. So expect to see even more changes to the beta over the coming weeks as they add the final touches in and make sure everything is as polished as they can get it. But 4 weeks doesn't seem like a very long time, especially if you look at some of the problems facing the beta right now. One of the reasons I'm so surprised for this release date is because it is definitely earlier than I thought it would be. I thought they'd try to buy themselves a little more time with the delay. Not that I'm complaining, mind you, I cannot wait to sink my teeth into this expansion for real, and I think the vast majority of players are going to have a fantastic time, and I am very excited to see what everyone thinks. I just hope that 4-week delay is enough. With the release date in hand, we also know when the first raid tier will start and when the big pre-patch event will kick off. Let's start with the pre-patch event because obviously that's the next thing coming our way, and it's going to be a short one. The dreaded Scourge will crash onto our shores once more on November 10th. That only gives us 2 weeks to enjoy slaughtering each other. I mean, defending against the Scourge invasion. Yeah, that, so you better make the most of it while it's here. There are quests to work through, rewards to pick up, rares to hunt down, gear to collect for your ults, and of course, players to kill as a roaming zombie. That's going to be most of the fun for me probably, but with only 2 weeks to enjoy it, it definitely feels like a short pre-patch. But hey, if that gets us into Shadowlands faster, then I'm all for it. The other dates we have are related to the first raid tier. The Castle Nathria raid will open its doors on December 8th, just 2 weeks after the expansion launches. So they're sticking to the 2-week window here for leveling, gearing and all that wonderful stuff before we can hop into the first raid to explore the spooky vampire castle. December 8th is the week where normal and heroic will open up. Mythic and LFR are 1 week later on December 15th. That is very close to Christmas, so I would expect to see quite a few Mythic guilds maybe take a bit of a break right as the raid tier opens up, which is going to be interesting. We'll see how it works. The rest of the LFR wings will open up in the new year, with Wing 2 on January 5th, Wing 3 on January 19th, and Wing 4 opening up in February on the 2nd. That does mean that if you only raid via the Raid Finder feature, you will actually have to wait 3 weeks between when the first wing opens and the second wing opens, and you'll have to wait until February until you can face off against the final boss. That's a bit of a drawn out LFR schedule if you ask me, but I guess they don't want to open a wing during the holidays. A lot of these dates might seem kinda strange because of how they overlap with various holidays. As for the release date itself, I know a lot of players, myself included, were very surprised to see this updated release date. The last week of November is the week of Thanksgiving, where the vast majority of American players will be focusing more on family get-togethers and delicious food, and might not have the time or energy to focus on the launch of a new game. Obviously, this year is rather special in that regard, and we might see less gatherings overall, but this isn't just about the players. The players being busy is one thing, but the dev team being busy is another. If the dev team takes a break for Thanksgiving, which you would fully expect them to do, then will there be anyone to fix any problems that arise in the week of the expansion's launch? Hopefully there will be, and I'm sure the working from home changes allow the devs to hop in and out very quickly, but splitting their attention between the game and their families is not ideal, and I kind of feel bad that they won't be able to just chill and relax in a holiday that is usually all about chilling and relaxing. The devs have actually pointedly avoided these holidays in the past, stating that they don't want to make players choose between progress in the game and their family and holiday events. They also said that it helps ensure they're fully staffed so they can quickly address any issues and implement needed hotfixes. That's obviously one of the concerns that I just talked about, and even though those concerns are valid, I'm sure the dev team is also aware of them and the necessary steps they'll need to take to ensure the launch of Shadowlands is as smooth as possible, even though it's happening during the Thanksgiving week. I also think it's worth pointing out that the release of a new patch is very different from the release of an expansion, especially an expansion that has been delayed already. Let's be honest, the dev team was working with the original launch date in mind, so missing that date and delaying into the holiday season is never going to be ideal. We pinpointed maybe 2 dates that have worked around all holidays, and one of them was November 17th. The week before the actual new release date, which would have given the dev team just 3 extra weeks to work on the expansion after they delayed it. That's not ideal. So honestly, with the game being pushed back, but still promised to release in 2020, there are going to be clashes, almost no matter what, unless they waited until the very end of December, but then we'd be waiting more than a month to play the game. It really is a catch-22 situation. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But the dev team has prioritized getting us the game faster over fitting it into a more ideal time frame. I'll take that trade-off for sure, every time. The other main concern comes with the release schedule for the raid tier, especially Mythic difficulty. The second week of Mythic progress will be in the week of Christmas. This could affect every Mythic raiding guild, including the world first race. I know we'll probably see some members of our raid team take a break for Christmas, and then maybe even again for the new year. Having the raid release so close to the holidays creates another conflict, one that, from what I've seen, many top-end players are actually very concerned about. Ian actually spoke up on Twitter about this. They do their best to avoid these kind of conflicts where possible, and the ideal answer would have been to release the game when it was originally planned, but it wasn't ready. If they launched at the end of November but delayed the raid, it would have ruined the overall pacing of the tier. Players would be able to farm more gear and progress further into several key systems, making the raid significantly easier than intended, and if they only delayed Mythic, it would create the same problem. Players would be able to farm Heroic for longer, and then Mythic would be easier. And if they delayed the game as a whole to avoid the Mythic conflict, you're delaying the game for everyone just to satisfy the concerns of a small group of players. You really cannot win either which way you look at it. You cannot make everybody happy, but I'm sure the majority of us would rather get into the game as soon as possible, assuming it's finished to a degree that the dev team are happy with. I'm actually super interested in how you all feel about this. Would you rather get the game earlier and have it cross over with some holidays in a variety of ways, release date and raid release date being the big ones, or would you rather the dev team delay the game even further, maybe work on it a bit more and release it towards the end of December? Can you think of a perfect release date that wouldn't conflict with anything whatsoever? Let me know in the comment section below. One last thing I wanted to include in this video before we head off, and it's something I'm surprised that more people aren't talking about. Shadowlands will be launching literally on World of Warcraft's birthday. WoW originally launched on November 23rd, 2004. 16 years later, we have Shadowlands launching on November 23rd, 2020. How cool is that? We get to celebrate another WoW anniversary with a brand new expansion. But perhaps more importantly, we might get the yearly anniversary gift package, which always includes an experience and rep boost equal to the anniversary year in percentage. So the 16th anniversary should give us a 60% experience and rep boost for our first leveling adventure in this new expansion, and then the rep boost could be used to gain reps really quickly at max level. I guess that means leveling alts might be one of the first things players do after hitting max level on the main then. That bonus won't last forever, and I'm curious to see if they'll make an exception this time around, or if they'll just give it to us and see what happens. Either way, leveling and rep farming might be very quick for the first few weeks of the expansion, just because the launch now coincides with WoW's anniversary. I'm incredibly excited that we finally have an updated release date. The hype train is back in business and it's full speed ahead until November 23rd. What do you think of the updated release date? Do you think it should have been later, or do you just want to get into Shadowlands as soon as possible? Are you concerned at all about the overlap with Thanksgiving and Christmas? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to help us get ready for Shadowlands, or just come ask us a couple questions, you can find us over at twitch.tv/KalaniTV. We stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday, and watching the stream and coming to say hi is one of the best ways you can support the channel right now. And if you ever wanted to be included in the long list of names at the end of every video, a subscription on Twitch is the easiest way to make that happen. You get a free sub to any Twitch channel if you have Amazon Prime too, so be sure to take advantage of that. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to everyone who has subscribed on Twitch already. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to join these lovely guys and gals, well, now you know how. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.